Our business is basically to rival the likes of We Buy Any Car, Auto Trader. We're out there to deliver a better alternative to what is currently on the market and a way that consumers currently buy and sell or exchange their vehicles.
Before we get into a deep conversation about how you're going to do that, take me back to, 2021, 2020, what's your experience? What is it you did when you left school, college?
So I am a qualified electrician by trade. I left school at 17 and went straight into an electrical apprenticeship. From there I quickly realised that working for somebody else wasn't what I wanted to do and wasn't the life that I wanted. So I started my own business at 21 years old. I grew that business up to a value of a £10 million turnover, 10 million a year. So we was living the high life. We were doing the best of things, and then we had some real issues with payments from some of the A-rated contractors that are out there, nationwide, the national businesses, which hampered our ability to be able to pay our suppliers on time, and it ended up with the company having to be put into administration.
So were they just not paying your bills or something?
So the way the contracted industry is at the moment is we put an invoice in, and then we've got to wait the set terms. A week before you're actually due to receive this payment, you get what's called a pay less notice, saying that they're going to pay you up to sometimes half or 60% they're going to take off of your invoice. And the only avenues you've got left to try and recoup this money is through likes of arbitration, which can take 6 months to a year to sort out. So
that doesn't pay the guys' wages though, does it?
Doesn't pay the wages, doesn't pay your suppliers. And this scenario happening with two major contracts at the same time simultaneously, and it was too much. We couldn't possibly survive. We'd been starved of that amount of cash.
Financial burden.
Yes.
I think the next thing you mentioned was a company called ASE or something. You
built
them up?
Through the success generated through Chems, which was the early days, I was headhunted by another company who was particularly struggling at the time. They needed help securing new works, finding better relationships and better methods and ways to run their business. So I come on board there as a director. I steadied their ship, introduced some a new set of policies which basically enabled the company to run a lot more efficiently, improved their profit margins, and I turned that business around. So when I left, when I resigned to move on to something else, that company was turning over 3 million and was showing a fantastic order book.
So you went from being an electrician to then working with the big house builders, I'd imagine, or the contractors. They owed you money, you then left that and then you went with this other company. You built them up. You've now got the skills that only a very small percentage of people have, which has been able to see things and turn things around. Do you find that comes easy?
Yeah, so I think I've always considered myself to be decisive. So if there's a decision that needs to be made, I will make it, whether that's a hard one or not. I'll make the decision and I'll live with the consequences of my decision. So, and sometimes decisions are made and they're not the right decisions, but they're the ones you learn from. And with the experience of taking a business right away to a £10 million business and then falling away, I could look back and highlight some of the decisions that I made that weren't the best, and ultimately learn from them.
That's a skill, and you take that experience with you, don't you? And have you taken everything you've learned into this new project that you're in now, and trying to, thinking, well, I made that decision before, it didn't work out, I'm not going to make that again, I'm going to make a new decision. Do you find you carry that forward?
Yes, I mean, obviously we are in a completely different sector here, so the types of decisions, although in a different sector, remain very similar.
Yeah.
Because at this stage it's about leadership and blood and sweat and tears at the moment, because we don't have an office full of people doing everything for you. If you at this stage, if you need to get something done, then you've got to do it yourself.
Do it yourself, yeah.
And you need to do it to a high level.
Now I want you to go to the... You had a mate you met in the gym. Because that's how all this came about, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What happened there?
So 4 years ago now, I was training in a gym in Essex with my best friend. We was in the jacuzzi afterwards, chatting about things as you do, as two mates would. And he said to me, "I've got an idea." He wanted to create what we now call really Tinder for cars, which is how the search mechanism works.
Okay.
So he explained to me a lot more about the in-depth side of how he thinks the platform should look, how it should work. And him being in the car industry, obviously he come from a very good knowledge base on this side of things. So I sounded him out and I said, "I like that. I can make a business out of that."
Okay.
So from now, I went away, created a business plan, and then we went out to angel investors to secure investment. We managed to secure about £140,000 of angel investment money within the first 2 months of trying, which enabled us to start the process of developing.
For anybody watching the 140,000 investment, where did that money come from when you say angel investment?
Well, angel investment is generally made up of family and friends. So, I mean, I'm lucky enough to have a network around me that believe in the skills that I have to ultimately generate their money. So, I mean, this may well be because of my experience in the past where I've taken certain companies and they can see that if they was to invest in me, ultimately, because at the time we don't have a product, it was just a PowerPoint. If they invest in me, they will have a return out of it.
And when this mate of yours said, "I've got an idea to do this Tinder for cars," was there no point that you said, "Mate, no"?
No, I mean, I relish a challenge. I always have, and the opportunity to move into a different sector and test my knowledge base and my skills in a completely different sector appealed to me. And I'm glad I did.
I take it the first thing you did was think, well, who are we up against? Who's already in the market and who is in the market already?
Well, competitor analysis, I mean, forms the main body of any investment pack that you send out, because if you can't highlight your competition and know what you're up against,
yeah,
an investor would have no faith in investing money because you've not done your job properly.
Sure.
There are, I mean, the market cap for the car sector is just short of £1 billion. So it's a huge market, and the car market on year grows by 10% every year. So,
what was your plan to get things moving forward? Because talk about the business, it's app based, isn't it? Am I right in saying that? It's not just a website, it's all app based as well.
Yeah, so we are a mobile first. So what we're trying to generate here is something that's different. So there are plenty of medium level companies out there that do similar things to what is already on the market, but it's all web based.
Okay.
So the thinking behind being mobile first is like, we recognise that people's lifestyles are not the same as they were 10 years ago. People work different hours now.
Yeah.
And people's time in order to browse for cars they want or to engage in ways in which to buy or sell their car, they're also changing. So we recognise that people want to sit down of an evening and they want to scroll through their phone. That's become part of everyday life.
Okay.
And so if we create a mobile first platform where people can scroll through at their own leisure, pick cars they like, make offers, initiate chats. It's all done so that this can be done 24/7. Whereas some of the classic routes is you've got to wait there, sit there and wait for a phone call, or you've got to make a phone call, which people don't feel comfortable doing past a certain time.
People are time poor as well, aren't they? They've not got time. Everybody's got their head in their bloody phones, you know. So.
That's it. And if you've got to make a phone call, you've got to rely on two things. One, is the time frame is right to be able to make that phone call, because people ain't going to make a phone call late at night no more. And two, you've got to rely on the person you don't know what their diary's like. Can they take that call? They might be in a job where they can't take that call. So effectively, the seller's just missed out on a deal. and the buyer can't buy in the moment. Now, buying in the moment in cars is everything.
Yeah, speed.
Now, what we've created now is everything comes right through to the phone, and you can pick that up whenever. So even if someone can't answer their phone, they can always check their phone, and they'll see that notification on there and know that there's a deal to be had. And if they want to get it done, then they can.
To make that happen on the phone through the app, developers, did you have to go outside Britain to get that done, I'd imagine?
If we developed the code in Britain, it would have cost us probably 10 times more.
Right.
So we've outsourced the coding to India, but it's hosted in the UK. So
Sure.
we've got full control, and our cyber security partners are the ones that vet the code, and we have that controlled in the UK. So although it's coded out there, it comes back to us, and we check it.
What sort of problems did you have during development? Tell me about the logbook as an example.
Obviously, we was working with an Indian company called Envigo, fantastic company, proven track record with developing apps and websites. But we come up against cultural differences, and in the car industry in particular, we're trying to explain to our colleagues in India that we need to be able to put something in there so that the logbook can be changed, the names can be changed on the logbook. And they looked at us like we had two heads. They're like, logbook? What's a logbook? Because they don't work that way out there. So we'd spend on Teams or Zoom sometimes 2 hours going down what we ended up calling rabbit holes, because you'd lose 2 hours of your meeting talking about
Stuff
something
they
that
don't know.
you'd expect anybody just to know, but if they don't have it in their culture, then they don't have it.
And how long is this process taken with the development of the app, or is it always going to be ongoing?
One of the things we need to do is we need to stay relevant. We need to keep moving and changing with the different economy, the different circumstances, and we need to keep the user journey, the user customer experience. We need to keep it fresh.
Tell me about the trademark.
We originally applied for original name of the company was going to be called We Swap Any Car. So we applied for trademark, and we got let know via our solicitors that if we were to continue with this route, we would end up with an opposition which is basically prevents you from trading from We Buy Any Car.
So you've came up against challenges.
Challenges have been from the very start. From the fact when we met our developers, we were trying to get this design via Teams and Zoom, but we quickly found that we wasn't getting across our points how we wanted this to look. We was missing something in translation via the video calls.
Were you able to go across and sit down and say, look, this is what we're looking for?
We got to a stage on one of the Zoom calls where we went, right, look, stop everything now. We're coming out now. So the way it was then, which this was about 3 years ago now, you needed to get a business visa from the Indian consulate to go out there. But for whatever reason, the Indian consulate were not granting business visas to UK nationals to go out there at the time.
Sure.
So we had to go to the closest possible place outside of India, which was Sri Lanka, because these guys are from Cochin, which is southern India. So we flew out to Sri Lanka, spent a month there in a hotel, in one of their offices in a hotel, locked in there for literally 4 months straight. So that when we come away from there, we had a full workflow of each screen, what happens on each screen, how it looks, even down to the font. It was that detailed. But that's what we needed to do. And
you've got that clarified now and you're moving forward.
Yeah, well, and again, as we got towards the latter stages of the design, we felt again that things were starting to move off piste and come away from where we wanted it to be. So then we took the decision, we said again, right, stop, we're coming out. Now by this time, the whatever the issue was that would prevent us going to India, that disappeared now. So then we got granted our business visas, we went back out to India to their offices and spent a month intense, everyday working to get this design back on track. Because it's, as I say, when you've got a cultural people who the way they buy and sell cars is completely different to what we do. We can't let them think for themselves because they don't understand what we're trying to achieve. So consistently putting them back on the right track. So
before I go into detail about what this is for the public and for dealers, for anybody watching that's, because we've got viewers that are wannabe entrepreneurs, they want to start businesses. and they love tech. What advice would you give to somebody thinking, do you know what, I'm thinking this, maybe I'm going to build an app and I'm going to do this and do that. What advice would you give to them, given the money that you've had to raise, the challenges you've faced?
Well, there are a few different things. First and foremost, if this is what you want to do, you need to be prepared that this will be for the long haul. There's no short wins here. As much as you hear stories that, oh, I thought of this and suddenly made a fortune, them stories are rarer than rare. So first and foremost, you've got to be prepared to stay the course. And secondly, once you raise this angel investment, be very careful with the sharks, because the sharks, there are companies and firms that dress themselves up as trying to help you that are just there to nick that money off you.
Yeah. So you've got to be careful.
So be careful. Be very careful.
If I download your app, what experience am I going to get that's different from the likes of We Buy Any Car, who we know? What are they doing wrong, or what are you doing better? Tell me.
In that issue, I can just speak from experience. In the fact that I sold a car of mine to We Buy Any Car. First, I went on their website. I got a price. I was fairly happy with the price. Then I had to book a slot, which happened to be in a Tesco's car park somewhere. Got there, pouring with rain. Obviously, that's not their fault. They can't control the weather. I was expecting basically to be paid what the quote said. To find that I had a guy going around the car with a fine tooth comb, which I fully expected as well, only to come back with and give me a price that they was willing to pay, which is about 30% less than the original quoted price.
These podcasts wouldn't be possible without our amazing sponsors. Make sure you support them too and check out their website.
Tired of not getting the best price for your car from car buying websites? They just buy it cheap, sell it to someone else, and you lose out. But what if you could cut out the middleman and get the best price for your car? Introducing WeSwap. We'll give you a free retail value up front, so you know exactly what your car is really worth. You stay in control at every step. So whether you want the best price or the quickest deal and money in the bank, we've got you covered. Swipe, like, unite with WeSwap. Download the app today.
Because I took time out of my day to go down there to do this. I didn't accept the quote because I thought it was unreasonable. At the end of the day, this is my asset. Why should I be giving it away for less than what it's worth?
And are you finding that's common practice?
I think it's quite becoming well known in the industry that the only way that you're going to be able to transfer between cars, whether you need a bigger car because you've got to start in a family, or whether your family's left the family home and now you need a smaller car. Whenever you do make this change, everyone's set up is to nibble away at what is ultimately your asset. So if you was to keep trading your car, eventually you'd end up with nothing, because everyone's out there to try and make a margin, which is business, that's fair. But why not sell your car back to each other again? Before there was car buying giants like the ones out there today, people used to buy and sell through the magazines. I mean, I get it, that's a dated sort of procedure, but with our app, you can search, you can find through everything that's on there. We're using up-to-date relevant things. So social media at the moment, it's huge. So our app uses all the best parts of all the different social media sites to be able to navigate it. So we've got the Tinder search mechanism where you swipe through. If you like it, you click right. If you don't like it, you click left. And it saves what you like. If you like it, it sends a notification to the seller to say, look, someone likes your car. So then the seller can then initiate a chat. The chat is very similar to our WhatsApp works, so it's instant.
So let me get this right then. Your app is if I want to buy a car, I can download your app and I can search for cars and I can be the buyer as a member of the public.
That's correct.
Right.
So you get the opportunity to act like a dealer yourself.
Right. Now I want you to tell me the process if I want to be a seller. So I've got a car, I want to sell it, I'm on your app. How is it going to work? Tell me.
Right, so there's two different options for a seller. If you want to achieve maximum value for your car, then you put it on there. Our application will give you a retail valuation of your car, which is massive, because currently the only valuation you ever get for your car is a trade valuation.
Correct.
So the retail valuation obviously gives you so you actually got a good marker now to know, right, my car is worth this. So then you can put it on there, and it'll take some time to achieve the best value, but it's still achievable.
Sure.
Now the other option is to go through quick offer. So if you want to just get rid of your car, you You've had enough of it. It's taken a run up on your drive. You want to get rid of it, and you want to get rid of it as quickly as possible. On the evaluation stage within the application, you click something called quick offers.
Quick offers.
Quick offers.
Okay.
This will reduce the value to a competitive trade value.
Got it.
And then that will then send a notification out to our dealer network to then start an open bidding process within the app. So you within literally, I would say within 10 minutes of you selecting quick offers and sending it out, I would expect you to have your first offer.
Right, well, I'm going to stop you there because I actually sold a car on motorway and it just gave me, there's the best offer, you're done. You're telling me I get multiple?
Yes, so the motorway model opens on a closed auction. So you only get to know the best offer that won the day. With our platform, it's open bidding. So if you have any issues with that particular buyer, you can at any time say, sorry sir, wait there, I've got other offers on the table, I'm going to go with them. So it puts our customers back in control. Because currently everything is geared up for the customer to ultimately get bitten, whether it be they get bidded on their drive and they've got to lose money on their asset, which similar to we buying a car, you think, oh, I'm getting X. Someone comes to your door and they go, well, I'm going to offer something else. And you feel obliged to sell it because someone's on your doorstep.
Sure. Tell me how the car swap, what does car swap mean?
It's almost like if you wanted to go and just do a part exchange. It works a similar way, but again, you realise the full value of your asset. So with a current part exchange, the dealer you're going down to will give you a bid on your car and take it off the new car. Well, the bid he's going to give you on a new car is substantially less than again what it's worth.
Sure.
So with the swapping side of things, we understand that the idea that someone's going to be able to swap one for the other and it be a perfect swap is very rare. So within the platform, you can swap between each other and you can add to it or you can take away from it. So you can say, well, I'll swap you my car and I'll give you 10 grand. So you can create your deal like that. Or if your car's worth more than what you actually want, so you've got you're over trading and the car you want's worth less, you can say, well, via the make an offer button, I'll give you my car and you give me 5 grand. So you can create your own deal and go backwards and forwards with direct with the customer, no middleman taking a little cut. And then once you've got a deal, you move forward onto the terms and conditions. The terms and conditions basically sort of a protection for our customers to say, look, you need to make sure there's no mis-selling there. So if you're saying that the car's clean, and it is clean. So if you get a car and you go over there and it's not what it says, you can back out of the deal legitimately because the terms and conditions there to protect you.
Would you recommend that anybody maybe does an HPI check when they're
any cars coming onto our platform are HPI checked as part of the retail valuation.
Oh, so
and we offer that for free.
It's done.
It's done. So our site is so secure in the fact that you can trust the fact that anything that is on there is legitimate. So currently with your Facebook marketplace, people are selling stolen cars on there because there's no measures of security. With our platform, that can't happen because nothing will be admitted to the site that's not already HPI checked.
And how does the exchange my car work? Is that the same thing?
Yes, it's the same thing. So the exchange of car is a swapping. So what we're trying to do with the swap side of our name is trying to play on the words a bit. Like you're swapping all the time, whether you're swapping car for car or whether you're car for cash.
Yeah.
Ultimately, you are swapping.
Yeah.
So we swap. That's what it says on the tin. We are swapping, whether we're swapping cash, cars.
How does it now work for traders? So if a trader's putting a bid in a car, how's he going to know if he's outbid or no outbid? How's it going to work for them?
Right. So for our traders, the platform works in 2 different ways for them. Okay. Which is a complete first. So they have got the opportunity to sell their cars via the website, and then they've also got the ability to buy stock via the quick offers feature that the private customers use. Okay. So within one platform, you can sell and you can buy, because as a dealer, any dealer will know that selling is actually the easy bit. It's buying the cars at the right values. Buying your stock is the hardest part. Yeah. So if we are going to be generating leads consistently, because our marketing objectives are going to be centered around these quick offers, the turnover of these quick offers, the leads you're going to be generated there, it's down to you to lose them, because they're going to be coming to you. It's going to be fastest finger first, make the offer, go and collect the car. So you can buy through our platform as well as sell.
We talked about you went out in the rain, the guy came out, he knocked you down in price, and that annoyed you. Is that going to happen on your platform with dealers?
No, the reason that won't happen with our platform is because we've got an open bidding. So because it's open bidding, if you're your private customer and you've got the dealer come to your driveway to say, and he wants to try and bid you on your drive again after you've already had a deal, you can say, look, sir, sorry, I can see all these other bids here, so no, thank you. Now, what will happen very quickly is the dealer will then go back to his original offer, or he'll leave the drive and you go and take the next offer.
Go to the next guy.
Because you've got them options. The customer is back in control.
Which is a big thing because you don't see the other offers on other platforms.
No, you
So
only
that's
get
a
the winning
big
bid.
thing for you guys.
Massive.
And it gives confidence to the seller as well.
It gives confidence to the seller, and it also helps us regulate the dealers to stand on for what their offer is, because they know that they will lose the deal. They can't get away with it because someone else will come and offer the right money.
So the app is now finished.
It is complete.
The website's done.
Yes.
What's the next step for your company? What's next? Is it marketing?
Well, marketing. Obviously, we understand that this business is all about marketing, so that we can carve ourselves out a portion of this car market in the UK. It needs marketing heavy. So we're currently out for an next round of investment to help us scale the business, because all the fundamentals are done, everything's paid for. It's now about, right, what can we put into the marketing chest to enable us to climb where we want to get to. So we've got full analytics, marketing analytics and data to back up how we know if we put X into the money pot, then we will get X out. We can demonstrate that, so we're looking to scale now.
Which is key. To get people downloading it. The next thing I want to ask is, people have downloaded it already, haven't they?
Yes.
What are they saying about it? Are you getting feedback?
Just the last month, for instance, we had 1,250 downloads.
Wow.
We had 6 sales, private to private, which, although it doesn't sound a lot, it just proves the concept works.
That's the key, isn't it? Yeah.
Proves with the download rate, with the amount of downloads we've got, proves that there's room for us in the market, and people are appreciating what we're doing. And with the sales, proves that the model works. So it's exciting times.
Sponsorship. To get the name out there, but doing it for good things as well.
Yeah, so we work quite closely with the Rotary Club in Billericay, and we sponsor a lot of their local events, which they're a registered charity, and they help charitable causes all over the world. So they're a fantastic charity to work with, and we sponsor them up and down the country. So yeah, so we do that. What else are we doing?
You've got the Car Dealer Awards you were saying.
Yeah, so we're also sponsoring the Used Car Dealer Awards 2024, which is on the 25th of November.
So it's getting the name out there.
Yeah, getting the name out there. Brand awareness is key to be able to create the trust in which we're going to need to be able to, so our private customers can trade with us and be confident in the delivery.
But it's good that you've looked at the model of the app and the website and getting the correct integration. We're going to Sri Lanka, going to India and getting everything right. And then, as you now know that that's ready, the next part is the marketing and getting people to download it. So for anybody watching, it's not just a simple process of putting it on the app stores and you're getting thousands of downloads. You've got to really put some effort into this. Are you going to, as a person, you've been at it for a number of years now, haven't you, at this, a couple of years?
Yeah, 4 years in total.
4 years in total?
4 years in total.
How do you feel?
Well, I feel like, so that you don't get downbeat with a journey, you've got to split your journey up into segments so that you take the little wins, so to speak. Otherwise, if you keep looking at the end goal can seem a million miles away. So you've got to take the little wins, take the milestones, and appreciate where you're coming. And more often than not, you just got to look at your part, be better than you was a month ago. If we can move the business on like that, we will get where we need to get to.
Last question. I ask this to every guest, so I'm going to ask it to you. If somebody wants to start a business, they've never been in business before, but they're really itching to get started, if you were to give them one bit of advice, what would it be?
Surround yourself with the right people. That sounds very simple to say, but no one person can know it all. So it is key that you've got a good team around you that can cover everything you need covered within your industry. because and to have a team around you to sound things off is vital for success.